In the meantime, the engine is constructed. Our 3 Series will be equipped with a BMW 6-cylinder engine. Its crankcase of magnesium-aluminum composite makes it more than 25% lighter in weight compared to an ordinary aluminum engine. This engine sets new patterns and requires most modern technologies. The core parts of the engine are in-house made. Accuracy to the 1000th part of a millimeter is a matter of course. Engines are more than the sum of their parts. Associates assemble more than 400 parts for one single engine. All working steps and bolted connections are tested directly. BMW engines are built at the plants in Steyr, Munich and Hall. The crankshaft is one of the most important parts. It transforms the power of the pistons in a rotary motion onto the driving wheels. Besides 8 and 4-cylinder diesel engines, the Munich plant also produces 6 and all 8 and 12-cylinder engines. The 6 and 10-cylinder engines for the BMW M Series, M3, M5 and M6 are produced here. Every engine goes through specific test cycles before it is built into a car. For example, the mechanical or so-called cold testing, which allows a test of all functions without needing fuel. All test data is analyzed and documented. After that, the engines are transported to the respective plants for assembly in the right sequence. At the beginning of the assembly process, the vehicle identification number is carved into the body. So the car is directly assigned to the customer. The wiring harness provides a basis for the communication of the vehicle control units, which functions with a data communication of up to 22 million different pieces of information per second. In the so-called swivel assembly, the body is rotated so that the associates can work in ergonomically favorite positions. Here, the tanks, fuel and brake pipes are fitted. To this day, assembly still means, to a great extent, manual labor. The cockpit, as well as the complete car, is designed for optimal recycling. All production steps are recorded, and the computer system allows tailor-made check of every car body after each section. Qualified and motivated associates produce premium quality. This is the basis of success for BMW products and the company. Up front, each BMW receives its emblem. Robots raise the heavy windscreen, and laser technology makes sure that they are fitted exactly. Man and machine work hand in hand for the fitting of seats. And when the safety belts have been installed, one could already take a seat. At the beginning of the assembly process, the doors are removed and assembled separately to allow easier access to the car for associates. A sophisticated logistic process guarantees that the doors are back just in time for fitting them to their body. Now the steering wheel is installed, and the interior of the car is almost complete. The engines are built according to customer requirements and reach the assembly line at exactly the right time. Here, the engine has already been connected to front suspension and gearbox. Together with rear suspension and cardan shaft, the complete powertrain is pre-assembled on a cross member. And then the chassis with the engine meets the car body. This decisive moment is also called the wedding. Car body and drivetrain are pre-located up to 15 centimeters and then bolted together. Apart from the sedan, the 3 Series Touring is built on the same assembly line too, always in compliance with customer requirements. That's why the BMW Munich plant just builds about 2 identical cars every year. The wedding is the beginning of the last production sequence, the final assembly. The typical nodules are part of the distinctive appearance of each BMW. The fitting of the wheels. From now on, the car can stand on its own feet. Just before leaving the assembly line, the car is fueled. After that, brake fluid and coolant are filled in. Every BMW has to be technically and functionally perfect before leaving the plant. But that is not enough. We also want to make sure that the customer receives his car in a visually faultless condition. Therefore, gap width and other features are checked again here. Finally, the long-awaited moment has come. The automobile drives for the first time. But there are still more tests to pass for the car. Headlights and track are tested and adjusted. Then the most important part of the final control takes place. At the roller test stand, all systems are thoroughly tested at full speed. Now our BMW 3 Series is completed, and like most of our cars, it takes the train to reach the dealer. There it is received by its owner. Now the 10,000 associates of the BMW Munich plant wish you sheer driving pleasure.